Fat adapted or keto. Can you run on homemade jet fuel? How is your body running? Are you burning clean fuel? In this video, I would like to talk about being fat adapted as the primary thing, and then talking something about keto and how these two link together and how I link them together to start on keto and then move into a more general style of fat adapted and then jumping into keto once in a while. So let's start to talk about, can you run on your homemade jet fuel these ketones? Of course you can. You just need to know why. So let's talk a little about why you would do this and how this can affect your everyday life and your workout and your general goals and your strength to weight ratio and a lot of different things. So let's get started. Weight loss on a ketogenic style diet. This is something that I start with if my clients work with this, or when I speak to people, that I can move them towards starting a 3-week, 4-week low intensity workouts and then moving them into a more ketogenic style. This is what I find is the best way to getting people fastest and easily fat adapted. You can do a slower approach as well. We'll talk about that on another day or a little later when we talk about sugar burners. But let's start to talk about weight loss and a ketogenic style diet. This is important and for some people a little scary. A ketogenic diet brings your body into a state of ketosis where you burn your own fat, you turn your own fat into ketones and you use this as fuel. Your brain can only run on two things, sugars from carbs and different other stuff and from all kinds of fruits and vegetables, and then it can run on ketones that you produce yourself via your liver from burning fat cells. This is something that the body produces. This is a safety mechanism to when we are in a situation where there are no food, we can still burn our biggest source of fuel, which is body fat. That is why we stock up on body fat when we are a little too high in calorie intake. The body will store this for periods with less of food, but we don't usually in this world we live in, we don't get days without any fuel unless we decide that what we would like to do. So why use ketogenic style weight loss? So I talked about we bring it into a ketogenic state. Ketosis is a metabolic process which burns your body fat as energy. This can be not only for the brain, the muscles, everything, as the primary fuel instead of carbohydrates, because carbohydrates burn very easily and very easily absorbed, so the body chooses the easy things first. So what happens and how does it work? When we gradually drop our carbs, then when the carbs are dropped and we don't get any calories, very many calories from the carbs, then we get into a state where we only burn fat and to some extent protein, if that's how your diet is set up. So this is the basics. So when you're burning sugar, when you are a sugar burner, you're dependent on constant refueling with energy. So you need more fuel. This is why we're taught that at least 3 meals a day. So at least 3 meals a day. At least 3, and sometimes 3 to 6 meals. My English isn't that good. That says meals. Very sorry. Let's write it so everybody can read it. meals. This is something that we all know, the sugar crash and the blood sugar crashes, and we're dependent on this burning all the time. It is our primary source of energy when we burn carbs. So when we burn out of this sugar stuff when we're training, this is a huge problem. We have to refuel all the time, and we'll bonk afterwards, and we'll start eating a lot of crap because we're just caught out of it, and it's very hard to have a clean, sustainable blood sugar and staying your insulin clean all the time as a stable insulin. This is the primary thing for a fat loss. So being fat adapted or on a ketogenic diet is a very, very easy way when you're learning to cut it out. So how do we handle this when we're missing carbohydrates and getting cranky and this is a transition period, but we'll talk a little about in the later parts here. But we're training towards being fat adapted, and I do this via the ketogenic style diet and this way. So how do we get into this state to begin with? I normally use 3 to 5 weeks for this. This is because a lot of the athletes I work with, I need to move up more towards the 5 weeks, and sedentary people where we don't have that much activity, I can easily cut it down to around 3 weeks, and some athletes we can do it in 3 weeks as well. But this is what we do when I work with you individually, so we get you to the state of a ketosis, and once you're fully fat adapted, we'll move you into a more primary style diet, so you don't eat a full ketogenic style diet. We can put in some more greens and fruits and enjoy life a little bit more than, of course, you're enjoying life, but I think that the vegetables are super important for having a good, sustainable life and longevity, and I don't think that you should be in a full state of ketosis all the time, but it is a fantastic tool to be in ketosis a lot of the time. So when we do this, we burn, when we're fat adapted or when we're in a ketogenic state, we increase our fat, and this way we start using the body to produce the ketones, and this is a transition period as well where we are training our body to get into ketosis and start using this new fuel, because a lot of people haven't seen this style of fuel before, or in a very long time at least. So this is why it is important. And then the next thing is hormone regulation. This is a huge component in weight loss that people lose a lot of thought on, that we forget about that. It's not only lowering your calories, you need to be in a homeostasis, so your body is ready to burn your own fat as fuel. This is super important, and this is why when the hormones are in check, we start to get ready to this fat burning effect. So when we are emptying the stomach, burning whatever we have, we will release more appetite hormone, and this way we will control our hunger. And a very fantastic part of being fat adapted and being in a ketogenic diet is that you have control over your hunger a lot more. You won't feel hunger the same way. Fasting will become super simple. So your appetite will be suppressed when we talk about this. So it is a low carb diet, and it is super easy to control your appetite and control all of your your eating style diets. This is mainly because of you have control over your hormones, because you have a very structured control over your food intake, and you don't have these dirty things, carbs, like breads and cereals and all these bad things that release and spike your insulin. You have control the stable blood sugar. I keep on saying this. It is super important to being in a fat burning state. And when you're fat adapted and you like burning fat, when your body prefers fat and you don't spike your insulin, your body will be burning fat and you will not get very hungry. So you will be very, very, very ready for using your own homemade fuel, the ketones, and your own body fat. We have a lot of this, so this is what we have to work with. So how do you get fat adapted? I normally use 21 days. 21 days, 3 weeks, that's the basic I've been with, and then we move up from there depending on your workout, your workout schedule. So the first thing you need to do, number one, is you need to cut your carbs and substitute this with fat. So you need to increase, you need to ramp fat. These two are critical. Cut carbs, we need to get very low, preferably under 50 carbs, but for some of my clients, it's under 30 carbs. This is very, very, the crucial part of getting into is cutting the carbs. You don't need to get in ramping. It doesn't give you, like the article, like the video I made about fat, it doesn't give you the right to just eating all the fat you would like. This is not a full-on. You want to lose weight. It is still simple math. If you would like to be healthy and lose weight, it is still math. You cannot take in 8,000 calories and lose weight just because you're eating pure fat. The body will still store it. But back to the most important here that we're talking about, getting in fat adapted. Cut the carbs, ramp up your fat so you're getting just around at least your basic metabolic rate of calories. So then when you have reduced this to around 50, if you're under 50, 30 to 50 for sedentary people and differently for some other people, I have worked with people who can use carbs all the way up to just under 100 grams. But this is very, very, what's it called in English? It is not that easy, and not a lot of people can do this. But the secondary thing that I see a hell of a lot, and I have done this myself a lot of times, is you need to reduce your reduce your workout intensity. This is super, super, super important. I've done this frequently, skipping this part, just cutting the carbs and wrapping the fat up, and then just keep on working out as I normally did. This will not work. You need to cut back. Reduce your workout intensity. Move down to like easy workouts. The Phil Maffetone's method, 180 minus your age. Stay underneath that in all your workouts, and don't hit it too hard in the strength training sessions. Do some slow runs and bicycle rides, whatever. Play with your kids without getting too wild with this. Go out on a short stand-up paddleboard trips and kayaking, and enjoy the summer if you're watching this video in the summer. So this is the two crucial parts. But if you would like, I'm just going to clean this one up. If you would like, I am at the moment doing a 3-week email series where you'll get an email with what you need to do every day. So you will get an email every day for 3 weeks. In this email, you will get your tasks for the day. So you will get a task for what you need to do and how you need to structure your day. You will get a video from me. And the third thing, you'll get a journal that you will fill out, and you will send this journal to me, and I will help you with these three weeks and getting fat adapted, and we can work with you. If you join my Facebook closed Facebook group, you can get this 3-week email series with your daily task, your journal, and a daily video from me each day. But you need to join the group, and I'll help you there. It is all free. We just jump on and I'll help you everything I can. This has changed my life a hell of a lot. I couldn't do it in 3 weeks. I needed 5. But jump on, and if you need a little more than 3 weeks, we will do this. No problem. That's why we're in a closed Facebook group. Well, just contact me. You will find the link here on the post, and then I will help you everything I can to get you fat adapted and ready to burning fat and burning clean homemade fuel. Looking forward to helping you, and I hope this helps you. And if you have any questions, then just comment on this video or send me an email. Thank you.